Hi everyone, it is the end of May and I want to take you around the garden. We haven't done a garden tour since last year and we've been super busy and really behind. My health has been pretty bad the last couple months and I've just now felt good for like the last week. So we started planting. You're going to see a whole bunch of exposed strip and a bunch of plants laid out to get planted, perennials that we're going to be working on. I have an awesome group of volunteers this year that's helping me along with an intern. So I'm excited to show you what we have going around the farm. This is Oreo's spot. She cruises along with me. We do garden tours like this together, her and I, like once a day, maybe twice a day, in the mornings and at night. I'm going to spin around this way so I can show you. There's Tom. Gorgeous sunset and the moon, which looks of course a whole lot bigger in person, but just wanted to share with you all. I hope you enjoy this May tour and we'll get started on them once a month. So let me know in the comments what you guys are working on in your place, even if it's a small urban garden or you're gardening on your apartment patio. Tom's a stinker, guys. You can see him over there. He would like to eat my lunch. He turned 2 and turned into a turd, but anyway, or if you're doing large scale or flower farming, I'd love to hear what's going on right now in your life. So thanks for tuning in and watching what's going on in ours. All right, so the first part of the tour is going to include a gorgeous view of our irises and rose. These little tea roses I actually tried to pull out for about 2.5 years and I finally gave up this year and I wanted to see what they looked like and I'm so glad I left them. They are a thorny, yucky mess the rest of the year, but it's oh so worth it when you see those gorgeous yellow blooms. And this is also the first year that my iris is blooming because I've moved them around so many times. Right here are 3 evergreens that we just planted so that there's going to be a space created between the grass garden and this brand new perennial garden that we're putting in. You can see the drip lines for. There's some variegated iris in the pots right there. A couple different small evergreens, some feather grass, some more iris, a couple of different types of gaura, some roses. It's really going to be a fun, neat area. And on either side, flanking to the gate, we're going to be putting in this rose salvia that's here. So that'll be super pretty in just a couple years. And I'm excited to see how it turns out. This is our Mother's Day garden from last year. You can tell these plants are just absolutely gorgeous and huge. In fact, I'm going to have to take some out because I'm surprised at how well some of them did. I wasn't expecting to have that good of a first year. We also just passed over our new locust tree that we planted. There's another honey locust that you just saw on the left. There are still some hollyhocks coming up. We have some pots there, adding some really pretty color of reds and oranges this year we decided to do in our pots. That wheelbarrow is super fun. We put some margarita vine and petunias. Here's our cute little goatees. They're so fun, guys. We have a whole bunch of columbine to plant there. They were in our planters before. We dug them out of our pots and we're putting them into the ground. Again, look at how cute that wheelbarrow is. Petunias, and there's also some snapdragons in there. And again, we'll have another big perennial garden on the left, and then right you can see all those drip lines. There's a lot of them in there because that's going to be an annual cut flower garden on this side of the house. And every plant, hopefully within 2 or 3 years, is going to flank right up to this flagstone path. And then you're going to come around this way into the grass. There's Oreo. And follow me around the garden still. And you saw those spots where our little puppy Selby had peed and our grass still needs to come back, but it looks like it's doing a pretty good job. There's a bunch of plants just hanging out underneath the pergola that I need to get into the ground that just can't handle being in the shade all day, and some hanging baskets I haven't gotten up. There's definitely a lot of still chaos kind of going on, but that is the life around planting time. I have some black tarps up to kill off some weeds. You just saw the concrete right there for our fountain that we're going to be putting in. And then we did add another trellis cattle panel. So there's 2 of those this year. And then these beds still have not been planted up either, but they're ready to go. We have a beautiful wild flower garden on the right here, and that is some rocket dame that is growing up with those gorgeous purple flowers that the bees really love. And we do have some stuff planted in these front market rows. There's potatoes and garlic, some pin cushions, some ornamental cabbage. Again, you can see the trellises here that are super pretty. And oh my gosh, there's Oreo using the garden bed as a litter box. That stops as soon as we start watering because she does not like to use a litter box where it's wet. What a stinker, but I'm loving this view. The grass is just so much fun, and we've actually only had to water the grass 4 times. This is also a brand new area for us. We are going to be putting in a pumpkin patch. I'm so excited. We have 8 rows there. I am pretty sure I also have room for some other plants. So I'll probably be throwing in some sunflowers and maybe a couple of other plants that I have going as seedlings that will be for the cut garden. You guys, these are all the seedlings that still have to go in the ground, out to client installs, and I might have a couple left to do a sale in a couple of weeks, and I'll probably just do a flash sale, have things for really cheap just so that they find homes and get in the ground. And I like sharing with my neighbors too. We had a really successful plant sale a couple weeks ago. A lot of those plants were started by my mom. And we're coming around here. You saw the craziness also going on in the garage. And this is my studio, which has been changed into a seed starting room. So you can see the grow lights there. And then we also have a brooder that has quail in the bottom, some show stock blue lace red wine dots. And on this top one, that's a peafowl, a white baby peafowl sticking his head through there. There's 2. They're brooding in there with our turkeys. We have 7 turkeys to raise up this year for us and friends and family for Thanksgiving. Look at these cute little babies. They're definitely curious about the camera. I love visiting with them. And this brooding system is pretty awesome too. I might do a video where I just show you guys all about this type of brooder. You can see here I have some nasturtium growing up, and you guys, I have to take it out of that purple light just so I can make sure that it's the right color, because you can't tell when things yellow underneath this. I haven't decided if I like these lights or not, so I'll wait to give you more information on that. And then we just have some mylar behind it so that it reflects the light back into it, which I highly recommend doing that if you're starting seedlings. We put some mulch down, a flagstone pathway, and the dogs are not allowed in the courtyard area anymore at all, which is really nice not to have them back there anymore because they just want to dig. Selby is definitely a puppy and is a stinker getting into things, so having her out of there is really good. So let's go take a look at the goats now. Here's our 3 little cuties. That is Cinder on the left, Ash in the middle, and Ren, our tiny little girl, on the right. You guys, these are just like having little puppies. They are super happy all the time, just a joy to be around. They just want love and attention. They like to give kisses and they want scratches. They'll follow you everywhere you go, just like a puppy. We've really enjoyed having them on the farm, and Selby is just fantastic with these little goats. They've definitely been one of the best changes that we've made to the farm. Let's go now and check out our cold frames. We're going to take a quick walk through to the back of our property just so I can show you how far back this is. I swear we have plants in every single nook and cranny on this property. So over here, these are some cold frames that we got from Walmart. It has a 50% shade cloth over it. These are some Lysianthus that my mom started from seeds, some petunias that still need to make it into the ground, a lot of different cabbages that didn't make it in early in the spring. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them or not. About 7 different types of basil, some salvia with pink flowers, and just a lot of good stuff. So I'm hoping to get this in the ground in the next week. Here's Miss Oreo to come help me. We're excited to see how it goes. I want to end the tour by showing you guys some bratty little goats, but mostly these cute little bunnies that are 7 weeks old. They got 1 more week before they head home, and I thought it was perfect to end the tour with a couple little babies to show off to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the farm tour this month. I look forward to sharing many more with you this year.